Kemp, Sean Bass, 16-7, wild card round. Cowboys in a bit of a hole here, had an opportunity to make it a one-score game there before the end of the first half, but then the sun reared its obvious head. It's not exactly a surprise on a throw to Cedric Wilson on 3rd and 20 that could have at least possibly put him in field goal range there. Honestly, kind of feels like Dallas is lucky to only be down 11 in this game.
Yeah, you have 3 Robbie Gould field goals in this game, and you've had a few third down stops defensively, but the thing that really gives, I don't know, everybody in the room we were watching the game with pause is the fact Dallas's defense simply can't stop the Niners running game. And boy, if San Francisco can continue to just run their offense, this is going to be a very difficult game to come back and win because, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo is not a world beater, but if you're getting 5-6 yards per carry and you're keeping the Dallas offense off the field, it's just that much tougher to come back.
Did feel like the defense in general, but specifically run defense, got a little bit better as the half wore on. I mean, the opening drive was a disaster.
I mean, it went from like 5 yards a carry or 13 yards a carry to 5 yards a carry. So I guess it did improve a little bit, but yeah, it's when we talked about it, all week on the station, on the pregame show today, this Niners and this Kyle Shanahan zone blocking scheme is so difficult to account for, and you can move chess pieces like Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, usage. I mean, you name it. They can put their guys in a lot of different places, and it caused some early confusion. It seemed like Dallas' defense got better as the game wore on, but you're going to have to go out there and put together a drive on this opening possession in the second half and get some points on the board. You missed a huge opportunity, like you said there at the end of the first half. You got to go score here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, and unfortunately it seems that they're going to go to their grave with the idea that Zeke should be on the field predominantly. The first 2 drives were all Zeke. I don't think Pollard even saw the field. He did have a long run back that got called back on a special teams penalty, but third drive, lo and behold.
Wonder what happened.
Zeke actually did handle the first 2 carries of that drive because Pollard had just been on the return game. But right after that, you can just see how different the offense looks when they can get to the edge with Pollard, when they can use him out of the backfield. And
they went Hulk package with tempo.
They did.
With Pollard in the backfield, and they ran the ball a couple times for a first down, and we just need to see more of that.
But you know what's going to happen. They're going to get the ball to start the second half here, and it's going to be Zeke. And they're going to try to run it on first down, and it's probably not going to work. And then they're going to try to run it on second down or try to throw it in a position where it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. And then maybe if they put some momentum together there, or at least if they're advancing down the field, you'll see Pollard. But I think the best chance they have to win this game is in the second half. Pollard needs to play twice as much as Zeke does.
Agreed.
And Zeke had a couple of dirty, yardage pickups there, but I mean, what more do you need to see?
I mean, it's been evident all season. What do we make of Dak? Obviously, his first playoff game in 3 years. The ball to Cooper on the touchdown was a total dime. That was a great throw. Although the first few drives he was facing pressure, and the Niners can get home with 4. They don't have to blitz, and it's just going to be that much tougher if this offensive line doesn't play better. However, I will say, at least the second offside call on Randy Gregory was total BS because Trent Williams moved his leg.
I thought they both were. I thought the one on the first play of the game was BS, but the second one, I mean, he moved it twice.
Yeah, it was obvious.
And, that Dallas got away with 1-2 on an Amari Cooper play. Amari Cooper definitely was leaning towards the line of scrimmage. But you might not have Bosa out there for the second half. That injury looked pretty bad, and he went to the half early.
Now, were they looking at his neck or his shoulder? Because he was falling forward, and then one of his own guys came over and it looked like it kneed him right in the chest.
Yeah.
And his neck sort of bent a different way. Yeah, that's going to be a big question mark. By the way, Micah Parsons left this game momentarily. We were a little worried about that. Glad he's back. He also took a shot to the head. So, we talked about it on the pregame. This is one of the more physical teams Dallas is going to play all season. And not only do you need to, play better, you need to keep your dudes on the field because the physicality is, if nothing else, going to get ramped up in the second half.
Well, they're 2 quarters away if they replicate what they did in the first half of that not even mattering. You know what I mean? Like they were getting run through at the beginning of the half on on defense. Parsons, I do think though you can tell when he's out there, San Francisco has not seen a defender like that.
No.
Because they are now below 4 yards a carry in the half. Like he can get sideline to sideline. To your point on Dak, I felt like he had 3 or 4 misses again. It's just every week now Yeah, it was a great throw to Cooper on the deep ball. There's a little bit of pressure, but I thought there were maybe a handful of passes in the first half.
He threw one way behind Cedric Wilson on a ball that if he simply just hits him in the numbers, he's probably running another 15 yards.
He's going to have to be better. You can't get what you got out of Dak in the first half, even though, he wasn't awful. He's just fine. He's going to have to be better in the second half. They're going to have to create a couple of explosives on offense, continue to, because San Francisco is vulnerable deep, and you just have to hope that there's not like a Debo 80-yarder waiting.
Yeah.
Because, the one big play that San Francisco had was that throw to Ayuk, which was kind of a weird off-script, out-of-the-pocket play. But, I mean, you're a snap of the fingers away from a Debo screen that just,
well, and we haven't
completely changes its center.
We haven't seen the big play from George Kittle yet.
Right.
That gives you some pause, but you also haven't seen the big Jimmy Garoppolo mistake yet, which I feel like is there. There's at least an interception to be had.
He did throw a negative 11-yard pass.
Yeah, on a little rollout, and he decided to throw it to Mitchell and just throw the ball out of bounds.
But you're right. Other than that, a clean game.
Yeah, and look, just be better against the run and just go score and put some pressure on San Francisco by a nice scoring drive early in this third quarter. That would make everybody chill out a little bit because Cowboys Twitter right now is not doing well. Nor should it be.
And also P1 America. Listen for how often Tony Romo says, and I was like, and then he was like, and then I was like, and then I was looking at it and I was like, it's like, just tell us.
And he just trails.
Don't tell us what you were like.
Trails off
just
a little
say
bit.
It.
Yeah.
Just say what it is.
By the way, the something about Mary hairstyle with the gel in the front, that was a different look from Tones.
There's an age where you don't try a new look with your hair. He is beyond it.
Super wild card weekend. Hey, he's got to up his game too, right? Well, we have Jake, Donovan, and Corby on the post-game show, so you definitely want to tune in for that. And hopefully this isn't the last half of football on what's been a fun Cowboy season. Hopefully the